they'll probably actively use kanji that could be this meaning or this meaning in poems and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Poetry takes advantage of the ambiguity of kanji and will deliberately use kanji that could mean more than one thing. Good question. It's the start of lesson 3.
86.
86ページですね。Okay. So, 86. And please note, ローマ字はどこですか? ローマ字はどこですか? ありませんね。No more ローマ字. You have to be able to read your hiragana and katakana or you're in trouble. Okay. So we're actually going to run through the kanji first, so I can get this working. Let's see. Why is it not letting me do this? Ah, there we go. いいですか? Okay, so they're out of order. Let's see if we can identify them anyway. はい、6です。6。Kuji. Remember, 9 o'clock is one of the ones that has an alternate pronunciation. It's kuji, not Q's. Right? Kuji. いいですか? Juji. Yeah. Yeah, Juji. Yes, it's 10 o'clock, but I want everybody to also be able to read it out loud. Okay? This is real life kanji, guys. San, right? Nana or Shichi. Right? Yaku. Right? Right, Shichi. 800. はい、800. Notice that it looks a little bit like katakana ha. That's a way to help yourself remember it. 800. 8. Hyaku what? Hyaku man. Right? Which is 10 what?
10, yeah, it's
10
a million,
million,
right?
isn't it?
Wait, man is 10,000, right?
Oh,
so it's
no,
1 million.
Hyakuman is 1 million, right?
Yeah.
Senman is 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hyakuman is a million, right? Hi, Goji, not the berry, the time. Sambyaku, hi, Sambyaku. Ichi, not a hyphen.
Hachi.
Hachi, right? Junan, which is 100,000, right? Hai, Rokyaku.
Ichiji.
Hai. Hai, Hachiji. Hai. 8,000. Hai, 8,000. 8,000. 8,000. Sanji. Hai. Q. Hai. Hai, 100 yen, as in the price. Also, there are 100 yen mise. Dollar stores. 100 yen mise. Niji. Hai. Go. Hai. Yoji. Remember, it's pronounced yoji, not yonji, right? Yoji. Yon or she, right? Sanzen, right?
Rokuji.
6時、はい。10、はい。1000、はい。はい、1万。Okay, now some new vocabulary.
Neru.
Neru means, anybody? To sleep. Neru is to sleep. And has anybody looked at how to conjugate verbs yet?
I glanced at it.
Glanced at it, okay. I'm going to give you a quick overview and then we're going to try to conjugate some of these as we come across them. So, neru is a ru verb, okay? So that's one of the first things I want you to know about the verbs is what category they belong in. Neru is a ru verb, okay? And the way ru verbs conjugate is you drop the ru, add the mas. Or if you want the negative, you add masen. Okay, so this one is going to be nemas, nemasen. Is it only the two that are taught in this chapter? I think past tense is not taught till 4. Am I correct?
No, I don't think it is. They say it's present affirmative, present negative, and then just it says stem as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they teach the stem.
They do teach stem.
Okay, yeah, which is interesting because they don't actually apply that knowledge until much, much, much later.
The book does that sometimes, though.
Yeah, so net would be the stem, just in case you wanted to know.
So we're only going to be messing with present tense
Present tense for now.
and the negative of the present tense.
Right, so present positive and present negative and dictionary form. Neru is what we call the dictionary form, which you need for more than just dictionaries, but it is the way to find it if you're looking it up in a dictionary.
And the ru is almost more like a signifier to, okay, because there's ru, we're going to be conjugating it a specific way.
That's part of it right now.
For now.
But also the dictionary form is also a casual present positive.
Okay.
So neru and nemas are equivalent in meaning, with neru being a casual form and nemas being a little bit more formal, more polite. The casual equivalent of nemasen is something that we're not going to learn how to make yet. So right now you don't need the dictionary form for casual speech because they're not teaching us casual speech until next semester.
Is
Okay.
doing like, because we've been just using des.
Yes, des and mas are equivalent levels of politeness, but des is just the verb to be, is, am, or are. Now we've got other verbs. Okay, so neru is not to be, it's to sleep, right?
What kind of verb is des?
It's its own separate category.
Got it. I understand completely.
Okay,
Like in Spanish.
so neru, so the way I want you guys to conjugate is I want you to know that neru means to sleep and be able to do neru, nemas, nemasen. Okay, so when you see this, I want you to know to sleep, neru, nemas, nemasen. Okay, everybody say that with me. Neru, nemas, nemasen. To sleep. And nemasen, of course, would be to not sleep. Okay? Okay. Here we have gakko. Anybody know what that one is? Gakko.
School.
School. Right. This one? Hai, ongaku. Good. Means? Anybody?
Daigaku is university. Is
Yeah,
it related?
daigaku is university. This is a homophone. Completely different. This ongaku means sound happiness music. The kanji for this are actually sound and happiness. Happy sounds, ongaku, music. Zen plus a negative is saying that you don't do something at all. So for example, if you wanted to say you never sleep in class, class de zenzen nemasen. The reason it says plus negative is you must put it with a negative verb. zenzen nemasen, don't sleep at all, in whatever that circumstance. Okay? Zenzen nemasen. Right?
Pseudo.
Suru. What's this one? New category.
Oh boy.
It is an irregular verb. It is
To do.
not a ru verb, even though it happens to end in ru.
To do.
They're tricky that way. There are only 2 irregular verbs though. Suru, to do, and kuru, to come. All the others that are irregular are actually something plus suru or something plus kuru. Okay, so these are the 2 base verbs that are irregular. Anything else that takes suru or kuru as its ending will also count as an irregular verb, but it's basically just some other noun or verb that's attaching itself to suru or to kuru. Okay, so suru changes to shimasu. Okay, and then the negative is going to be following the same pattern here,
Shimasen.
shimasen. Okay, so the su versus sen endings are consistent on all the verbs. Yay! So ma-su ending, present positive, ma-sen ending, present negative, across the board, regardless of what the other category might be. Okay, so shimasu, shimasen, kuru changes to himasu and himasen. Okay, so suru, to do, shimasu, shimasen. Good?
So su changes to she, and ku changes to ki.
Yes.
The rest stays the same.
Yeah,
Because the mas and masen.
mas and masen stay the same, yes.
So the U's change.
And that's the most pattern you're gonna get out of the irregular verbs.
Great.
But they're only the 2 of them, unlike English, so we're good, right? So suru, shimasu, shimasen. Okay, here we have ban, gohan. The gohan part means a meal, also rice. The ban part means evening, so guess what ban gohan is?
Dinner.
Dinner, exactly. Evening meal. Ban is evening, gohan is rice, and it's also meal. Think the way bread equates to meal in Western parlance. You know, your daily bread. You
Cool.
know, in medieval times, poor people sometimes bread was the only thing they had to eat for their meal, right? Maybe dipped in a little bit of broth or something because they didn't have money for vegetables.
Breaking bread.
Yeah, breaking bread. We've got lots of idioms around bread in Western culture because bread was the staple food. In Japan, it was rice.
Love it.
And so traditional Japanese people to this day don't feel like they've had a complete meal unless they've had rice with it. Doesn't matter, noodles, bread, it doesn't matter what else you've eaten. There are people in Japan who feel like, but I didn't have rice yet, I need my rice. And so they'll have a bowl of rice as a sort of after, like a dessert almost, after they've eaten their bowl full of noodles or their sandwich or whatever, because they still need their rice. Kohi is
Coffee.
coffee.
Doki doki.
Tokidoki is not doki doki, tokidoki. 2 different things.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Doki doki, usually spelled in katakana,
That's a
is
heartbeat.
onomatopoeia for heartbeat. But tokidoki is sometimes, and it's usually written, believe it or not, with this kanji and then this little symbol that means repeat that. This is like ditto for Japanese kanji. So tokidoki is actually written with the same kanji you know from ji. Remember we said alternate readings? Onyomi and kunyomi. Remember onyomi, Chinese origin reading, kunyomi, Japanese original word reading. So ji probably comes from Chinese, although not an incarnation of Chinese that was anything like Mandarin. And toki comes from Japanese. So tokidoki, sometimes. Time. Versus ji. So tokidoki is not a required use of kanji for this chapter, but it will come back. Kyo means today. If you're interested, the kanji breakdown for this one is actually nowday. Itsu, when. Itsu desu ka? When is it? Yoku, well, also often. I forget which, they're doing often or much as the definition in this chapter, but it also can be well. Good. Asa,
Morning.
morning. Can you guess what breakfast might be? Hi, asa gohan, morning meal. Okay, we have a new verb. Kaeru. Kaeru. And I'm going to put it over here in a different color because it's also a third category. Even though it ends in ru also, it's not a ru verb either. Kaeru. So this is our third and final verb category, which is u verbs. And the reason they are called u verbs is they don't necessarily end in ru, but they do end in u. All of them. Okay? The other reason they're categorized differently, and some people don't call them u verbs, some people call them godan verbs. Anybody who's familiar with karate might know about black belts being labeled ichidan, nidan, sandan, yondan, godan, and so forth. Dan means level. Okay? If you're looking at ra, vi, u, re, ro, or ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, or any of the other ones in between, you've got 5 levels, right? Go, dan. See where the 5 came from? Okay? All u verbs have a dictionary form that ends with a letter on that level. For the mas form, they all go up 1 level and change to an e mas ending. So kaeru, by that reasoning, changes to kaerimas. They stay within their dan and they go up a level. Okay, so if you've got a word that ends in ku, like kiku, it changes to kikimas. If you've got a verb that ends in gu, for example, oyogu, oyogimas.
Kind of like dropping the E.
Yeah, it's just you drop the u and add the e instead, but you stay with the same consonant. So you stay within your same group, and you just go up 1. Make sense? Okay, everybody with me? So kaeru changes to kaerimasu. And the negative would be kaerimasen. Exactly. So kaerimasu and kaerimasen, like that. Make sense? So all of the u verbs do that, regardless of whether they end in a ru and they're masquerading, right? Easily confused with a ru verb, but they're not ru verbs, right? Or whether they end in a different letter.
And one way to be able to tell which is an u and which is a ru, if they're both ending in ru, is just knowing it.
The best way to do it is first memorize your 2 irregulars, which also end in ru, right?
Sure.
Suru, kuru. Memorize that those 2 are irregular, then that's taken care of, right? There are a limited number of u verbs that end in ru. most u verbs end in other letters. Ku, or nu, or bu, for example. Okay? So, or even u. There are some that end in the vowel. So anyway, so most u verbs do not end in ru, but there are a few that do. There are only one or two introduced per chapter in our textbook. So when you're learning your new verbs for that given lesson, if you make a point of learning dictionary form paired with mas form as a set, as a pairing, you will always have your correct conversion in your head. And if you pay special attention to the u verbs that happen to end in ru, you'll be certain of your conversion. Okay, kairu, kairimasu. If you just memorize it, it's always kairu, kairimasu. Every time you think of kairu, automatically remember kairimasu. Time you think of kairimasu or kairimasen, automatically remember kairu. And then you'll always know for sure that this is an u verb, right? And that will come in handy when we get to lesson 6 and we learn another new kind of conjugation that comes off of the dictionary form. Because for now, lessons 3 and 4, we're just working with things that come off of the mas form. Masu, masen, next chapter is going to be mashita, masen deshita. Okay, all of them work with the same stem that we've already got. Okay, lesson 5 is all about adjectives. And lesson 6, they introduce a new conjugation style that doesn't work off of what we already have. To do those new conjugations in lesson 6, you're going to need to be able to go back to your dictionary form and know what category it belongs in and work from there. Okay, so it's really important to pay attention to dictionary form and mas form as a pairing. If you've got those two solid, then when you add that third one, te form, that right there is the trifecta. If you know those three, everything else about Japanese verb conjugation is a lot easier to learn. If you're missing one of those three elements, your tripod is going to tip over. Okay? So, dictionary form, mas form, and later on we'll get to te form. So kairu changes to kairimasu, kairimasen. Right? Okay. Doyobi, Saturday. And the breakdown of the kanji is actually Earth Day of the Week day. So doyobi. What's this one? Zashi. Let's just read it out loud. Zashi. Magazine. Okay. Shumatsu, weekend. Shu means week, matsu means end. Shumatsu. Hayai, early. Uchi, home. Asa, gohan, morning meal, breakfast. Asa gohan. Demo, but, however, yomu is it's an u verb, yes. It has to be an u verb because it's not ending in ru, right? So it has to be an u verb, right? So yomu changes to, according to that rule over there, yomimasu, right? Yomimasu.
To read?
To read, yes. Yomimasu.
Yeah.
Ie,
House.
house, yes. Not the word for no, right? Very important. This is ie, house. Ie has an extra letter in it to mean no.
Ie.
Right. Ie.
Cool.
This one?
My
ban.
ban.
Ban you knew from bangohan. Ban is
Number.
evening. The other ban. Again, different kanji, homophones. My is every. So my ban, every
Every night.
evening, every night. My ban. Taberu. That's another ru verb. Back to our first category.
Is that eat?
Taberu is to eat, yes.
Taba.
Taberu. So tabe.
Tabarimasen.
No, tabe.
Mas.
Mas, because it's a root verb.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's not a godan verb. Taberu, tabemasu. And to not eat would be tabemasen. You know what I meant. Okay, this one is
Mizu.
mizu.
Water.
Water. Hi. Hi.
Sports.
Hi. Sports. Just what it sounds like. Miru. To look, to watch, to see. And it was which kind of verb? Blue.
verb.
Roos are blue on my board here. Okay, so miru changes to mimasu, mimasen. Note that the ru drops completely
It just
because
drops
it's a
out,
ru verb. It
don't
just
replace it.
drops. Okay, miru, mimasu, mimasen. Okay,
Ice cream.
hi, ice cream.
What is that?
Goro. Goro is about, approximate. So for example, goji goro would be around 5 o'clock, approximately 5 o'clock.
Okiru.
Computer, what kind of verb is that?
It's a root verb.
Ru verb. So it changes to
Okimasu.
okimasu,
Okimasu.
okimasen. Right, and it means to wake up, to get up. Right.
Should I pop in here?
Computer, okimasu, okimasen. Okay.
We're not conjugating to who we're talking about
It's got nothing to do with pronouns in Japanese.
at all.
Ever.
I want to give you a hug right now because that's awesome.
It's not like Spanish, is it?
No,
No.
And they all laughed at me for
Yeah.
choosing Japanese.
The only time
Here.
who you're talking to matters in Japanese is for level of politeness, not
Awesome.
for kind of pronoun. Okay, so if you're talking to somebody you have to be polite to, use a polite conjugation form. If you're talking to your best buddy, don't give him the cold shoulder by using a polite form. Use casual.
What's below casual?
There are a bunch of levels. There's command structure, there's polite request, there's a parent telling a child what to do style, there's let's, casual and formal.
What if I'm mad at Jake and I'm telling him to go to bed now?
Yeah,
I don't want to see you no more.
you could use mid-AK, which
There we
is
go.
the same thing that the drill sergeant uses to the new recruits.
Is there just a rude conjugation just for
That-
when you want to be mean?
The mid-AK works for that in most
Like it's
circumstances.
ironic almost, kind of thing. Got it.
Yeah, if you're trying to tick the other person off,
Kiku.
yes, use mid-AK.
We went to class last night.
Okay, we're out of time, aren't we?
Yeah.
We didn't even get through all the verbs, but do you got
Hey,
the idea?
what does
So-
kiku mean? You can't.
Listen,
Okay, kiku is,
listen.
listen, and it conjugates to kikimasu, kikimasen. Okay? So work on your vocabulary, read up about grammar, conjugation stuff, we'll work more on it next class.
All the questions I ask, I come home and I say, guess what, I got answers. Good. See, get out. I got a question about making fun.